cover what is essentially going to be part of the next part of the next part. Well, you get the idea. The next section in the currency quest involves what they call Cross Program Invocations. So that allows programs to interact with each other. And in Solana, they use Cross Program Invocations, which Anchor makes very easy. So here is the documentation from what they call the Anchor book. And you can see you first initialize the Anchor project. And then you're going to go down. Let me show you. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see. So you're going to go under programs. You're going to go to Puppet, and you'll see source. And you're going to put this code .rs. So this is a very simple example. Of course, you declare Anchor, you declare the ID, you create the Puppet module, which you initialize, and you let Puppet equal the chainable context account puppets. Puppet data equals data, and then down here you define everything: your Puppet, your user, your system program, which is the program, and your Puppet account, and then your data. So all this, and it's a very simple program, if you will. It's just set data, which is right here. So actually, this should be there. That looks better. Okay, so what this is going to do is essentially set the account data. And this is very simple. So all this Puppet program does is let you set data. And that is defined here. Actually, here's where the methods are defined. And then they create all the accounts and so on. These structures involved rather than the functions. So that is your Puppet application. Very simple. And now, let's go up here. The next thing you're going to need to do is create the Puppet master. That's the program that's going to use this Puppet program. So imagine you have different functions you need. You can put them in separate Puppet programs and then have if you will, a Puppet master that will control everything. Now this is the original one, and they create the function that creates the now this is where it uses the CTX, which gets the context as opposed to just the regular context. So it gets the Puppet program to account info. That means this is equal to the CPI program, program, which is like everything, an account. And set data, again, sets the Puppet to the data to the account info. and it declares the new context using the program and the accounts, and then it declares Puppet is set data with the context and the data. So that's how this works. And then it sets up the structure for the pull strings, which has the Puppet account and the Puppet program. And these are public. So this is your function to pull strings. This is the data involved. And what they do talk about here, I'm showing you the right thing. What they do talk about here is that of course here they talk about what you have to add to the Puppet Master cargo TOML section, and what has to be added to the anchor TOML. And then they do talk about the fact that the way that they initially did it was not the optimum. Usually you want to do this, what do they say here? Let's see. So you want to separate the business logic of the program. So what you do is you do this setup in the implementation block. So we have let's see, Puppet and pull strings. So pull strings, we set up an account. Puppet Masters, we do all the setup stuff here. What they do here is they move it all to an implementation. So they get the program, get the data, and create and I guess this is what is returned. So then they do include this test code, and it has the Puppet program methods and the Puppet Master records methods, and it's basically going to see what it does. Describe. So it's going to basically run tests using the anchor test. And there's more they talk about here. But if there's interest, let me know. We can get into more details later in a later video. But so let's take a look at everything here. So notice this is the Puppet right here. And when you create the Puppet Master program, you do it from here. And it creates, under the programs, it creates the Puppet Master. And so you can see, there it is. We have the Puppet Master. We define everything, the structures, and so on. So this declares the function, declares the structures, and then creates the implementation right here. And if you go up, now you got your cargo TOML. And this is where we added the dependency. Now my guess and I have not looked this up, and I'm wondering, I would think you might be able to specify something on the server, but I'm not sure. Let's see. And if you go up even further, because this is an anchor program, if you go into Puppet, which starts the anchor context, you go up to anchor.toml, and you have the where did I put it? I put it under the program's local net right here where they specify, and so this way it knows about the programs that it is responsible for. Now, we can here run just run our test. And I believe this. So the first thing it's going to do is build, and then it's going to run it. As you can see, it passed the test very quickly, and well, that's interesting. Unused. But I want to double check that, because this is in the Puppet program. Yeah. So it's not used. So if you look at the, we're getting that warning for that reason. So to correct that, we would go to programs, and you know why? Because I didn't bother changing anything that looked like it was the same in the beginning, and there was a slight difference where they, so this says this isn't going to be used, but we're declaring it anyway. And you can go up. And run through the test again. Of course, it's going to recompile it. And as you can see, it does not provide that, have that warning. And again, it passed. So let it. Let's see. So, let's see something. So this is a TypeScript program, and it defines the Puppet program and the Puppet Master program. And so it declares these, again, these are asynchronous because you have the await. And then await Puppet program.account data, let's see where it actually, okay. So this is where it calls pull strings. Yeah, I'm not that familiar yet with the test syntax, but this is all async, and let's go back and see what we got. So talking about how deploying it, and it ran the test and passed it. Trying to, yeah. So this is what's printed out. Does CPI? A little hard to read. So that's how you know it passed, because right here, when it successfully returns, it kind of remember what IT is in this test syntax, but again, you declare you have your Puppet program methods and your Puppet master program methods declared, and you I guess it's looking to fetch the number that it's okay. So it's pulling to setting the data to the 42, and then it's waiting to check. So it's on the Puppet program. It's seeing if the data that's fetched is equal to 42. That's essentially what it's doing. So it sets the data, and then it says okay. Once these awaits are taken care of, then I'm going to expect that when I get the data, it's equal to the number I set. And that's what it is. So that's the basics of your cross program invocations programs, and how you can set up programs and then declare them. Let me bring this back up. And then declare them in a Puppet master, in a control program, in essence, that's going to use the CPI, it's going to use that to make calls to these other programs, which is what we saw demonstrated here. So hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, ask in the comments, and I will endeavor to get you an answer. But what are the key takeaways here? The key takeaways is using the Cross Program Invocations. You can, and they make it very easy in Anchor. You can set up methods. You can set up a program that has certain methods. And maybe you have multiple separate programs with different methods. And then you can have a program that could call out to them. Call out to different methods, which is what's happening here. It gets the information about the program. It then sets up the context, the cross-program invocation context rather than just the plain context. And then it declares the method, passing in the context and what the original input was, which is the data. Because if you go up here, set info, takes a context, and you always have a context, and takes data. In this case, you're passing the context of the following, of this cross program invocation context that takes the CPI program and accounts to create the new context. So again, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.